Jessica. Jessica is one of our former customer and a great person. I really appreciate her for being very energetic. She's full of confidence. She is really a person who can make your day better. So, Jessica, if you want to take over, I made you the host.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, 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 everyone. And thank you so much, Radu. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you well. Thank you.
Perfectly.
Wonderful, wonderful, awesome. Well, I have to give my sincere thank yous as well to Radu because I tell you, he is the most valuable asset when it comes to having a solid business plan and, putting that vision on paper, which as everyone knows is not always easy to do. So thank you. Now, I wanted to make sure to fully introduce myself, and I'm going to be talking with you guys about a mission-driven business model. Now, again, my name is Jessica Seidu. I'm the founder of the Faith-Based Real Estate Coaching Group on Facebook. This is where we teach all about investing, marketing, all the things that are needed to be successful in the real estate industry. I personally run a consulting business in real estate. I teach women in service-based businesses how to build a profitable business that's true to themselves and impactful in other people's lives. In short, what that basically means is I help them turn their kingdom gifts into profit. So when there's somewhere that they want to go in their business and those that they would like to serve in the industry, I help them turn what their gift is into profit. I've actually coached over 100 now, men and women in service-based businesses. And some of them were new to the industry. Some of them are seasoned, some of them millionaires, some of them on their way there. So I've had quite a bit of experience going through quite a bit of what it's like to be one that's actually starting out. Now, again, the topic that I'm going over today is a mission-driven business model, but I want everyone to remember that there are several types of business models, right? You've got the subscription model, direct sales model, business to business, e-commerce. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the one thing that I want to start out with, that I really want to make sure to ask each of you that are starting out in business is how many of you want to build a business that will last you 50 to 100 years from now? I want to ask you how many of you want to make a difference and a positive impact in other people's lives with their products and their services? Because that right there is what's really going to help you push your business forward. But the key thing that I want you to remember when it comes to a mission-driven business is that a mission-driven business is purpose-driven. That's the key number one that I want you to remember. Key number two is it's so that you could make a difference in the world, so that you could make an impact and make a difference in other people's lives. And I want to share a brief story with you, just because I want you to really understand how impactful a mission-driven business model is when it comes to making an impact and a difference in other people's lives by way of your business. I also want you to know that a mission-driven business model is actually what saved my life, my twins, and my business. I started my business on bed rest while pregnant with my twin boys right at the start of the pandemic. And during that time, I would experience some of the most difficult challenges that I had ever experienced in my entire life. The first was when the high-risk doctor came into the room and he said, just picture this. We want to let you know that you're in a pregnancy that is currently not going well. We want you to know that what you experienced in your previous pregnancy when you lost your child, that same problem has resurfaced again. Now, mind you, like I said, I started my business on bed rest, right at the start of the pandemic. So I'm thinking of ways that I can help people, but then this is what's impacting me. Now, what I was told was that at 20 weeks, there's no resuscitation when it comes to having your children. You have to be at 22 weeks. I needed 2 more weeks in order to qualify for my boys to survive if they came early. I decided that I wasn't going to give up. And this very reason, the mission-driven business model, was what pushed me every single day to keep going, because I had discovered that in the industry that I would serve in as a consultant for women in real estate, that 87% of real estate professionals would give up or fail within their first 2 years. I had spent hours upon hours on the phone with them, sales calls, consulting, and coaching, and I got up close and personal with them. I had not only found out that they were business owners, but they were also single mothers that were working very, very hard. There were mothers that had dreams. There were mothers that wanted the best for their children, buy homes, and just live a lifestyle of their dreams. But what they were missing and why they were struggling was because they didn't have all of the resources. Because, like I shared, 87% of real estate professionals within their first 2 years would fail. Well, I decided that I wasn't going to let that happen on my watch. So after hearing about all the difficult things, right, that they were going through, even shedding tears with some of them, I decided that I would come up with a solution. I would bring the resources to them and provide a community of support. You see, this is what forced me to keep going. I knew that there were so many that I knew that I could help. But then matters got worse. I began to experience more health challenges in my pregnancy. I suffered from a severe case of syncope. I don't know if many of you know what that is, but basically it meant that at unknown times, I would lose consciousness briefly and wake up not knowing what happened. Unfortunately, this happened multiple times. Now, mind you, I had already received advice or information from the doctor that I needed 2 more weeks in order for my boys to survive. And then on top of that, I began to come down with this unfortunate condition. But let me tell you, I still didn't give up. I was resilient. I had grit. And because I was so determined to see out the vision I had for my children and for my business, for these women that I knew I could help, I continued to press forward. Now, lastly, the situation got even worse. I continued to serve those in between the days where I was well. I continued to build my business because I was determined to help these women and bring the services, bring the resources, and continue to celebrate wins with them. But the time came when it was time for me to deliver my boys. And that was almost the final straw. I nearly died having them, unfortunately, from an allergic reaction. But let me tell you this, I can remember lying there telling the nurse next to me, I can't breathe, something's wrong. They're like, oh, you're fine. We can see your oxygen levels. But I was determined for them to hear my voice. And in the back of my mind, I knew that I had something to look forward to. So I remained calm and I stayed very positive. But again, they didn't listen. So I had to turn to the next nurse next to me and I said, something is wrong. I can't breathe. And that nurse said the same thing. But I paused and I thought, okay, what can I say to them that would cause them to listen? So I turned to the other nurse and I said, allergic reaction. And finally, they said, oh my goodness, we've got to do something. And that is literally what got me through that final stage. But let me tell you, my boys are almost 2 years old. They will be 2 on the 7th this weekend. And this mission-driven business model is what pushed me through that delivery room. It pushed me through that negative just news that I had received that possibly they would come and they would not be resuscitated. So I want to make sure to stress this to you when it comes to a mission-driven business model. I want to share this with you because I want each and every one of you to experience the grit and the perseverance that allow me to achieve my goals. A mission-driven business model has allowed me to celebrate with my clients who have been able to change their lives, purchase their dream homes, live lives that they never thought they would have been able to, all because I had decided that I was going to help bring the resources that they needed. And it's also what saved my life too. So today, I want to make sure to encourage you to think about whose life you are going to change in your business. Whose life are you going to impact when it comes to the services or products that you offer? I want you to think about what you're called to do and the difference that you're entitled to make in this world. Now, so really, I really also want to make sure that you have that business that lasts 50 to 100 years, because I can tell you right now, I will continue to help these women for as long as I possibly can. And I want the same for you in your business. Now, if you found this information valuable, if you found it valuable to know how important and impactful a mission-driven business is, a mission-driven business model, I want to invite you to a free masterclass. Now, in this masterclass, I actually go deeper into what I actually went through to build a whole team while on bed rest and experiencing all the things that I just shared with you. I also was able to live out my dream, which was to make sure that I could make a difference and an impact in other people's lives. And it's called the Called on Purpose. I'm going to make sure to put a link in the chat so that you guys can learn more about it. I want you to clearly be able to define your mission. I want you to be able to clearly define who you serve and how to identify your genius, that gift that you can turn into profit. I also want you to clearly be able to say that your business is purposeful and that what you're called to do was no accident, that it was on purpose. I want to thank each and every one of you for just taking this time, because it is extremely important to me for each of you to win in your business. A mission-driven business model is what's going to give you that drive, that perseverance, that grit when there's things that aren't going well, and it's going to allow you to have the success as well, because now I am celebrating. I have a community of women that I'm able to encourage and support. And I want the same for you in your business, whoever it is that you're called to serve. And that's it. I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking this time. And I wish you the utmost success in your business. And I'll go ahead and drop the link in the chat for those of you that would like to dig deeper into what a mission-driven business model is and how you can use it to achieve your goals and dreams in your business. Thank you.
Jessica, thank you so much. You are a true motivator, and it's always nice to hear of you and your experience. And for me, it was always motivating to find about your real life story and how this actually turned into a great opportunity for you. And you empower people, and I'm happy that I invited you today. So thank you so much.